The Spanish Fork and Salem Area Chamber of Commerce is pleased to present Chamber Today. Here we discuss the who's, what's, and where's of our local business community. Welcome to Chamber Today with your host, Aaron Stern.
Coming up on Chamber Today, our guests will be Lana Hiskey from the Nebo School District and Wendy Osborne from Tabatha's Way Local Food Pantry. We'll be right back to talk with Lana after this short break. Welcome to Chamber Today. I'm Aaron Stern, a local business owner and also a member of the Board of Directors for the Spanish Fork and Salem Area Chamber of Commerce. Our first guest is Lana Hiskey, who is the Director of Community Relations and the Executive Director of the Nebo Foundation with the Nebo School District. She's also an active member of the Spanish Fork and Salem Area Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks, Aaron.
Great. So, this month is December. It's the holiday season. It's a time of year where everybody's always thinking about giving. Even though we should probably be giving all year long, this is definitely the month where a lot of people actually do give. And it would be great to talk a little bit today about the Nebo board and kind of how that works so that our viewers can understand that there are things in the community that facilitate giving to people in need.
Well, we really appreciate you letting us come on and asking us to come. So the Nebo Education Foundation was created back in 1994, and it's to bring businesses, donors, and even volunteers together to help our classrooms and to help our students and teachers. So we've been taking in donations since then and have a great need.
Yeah, that's great. So what kind of was the impetus to start this foundation?
So basically, people who are very passionate about education and educating our youth wanted a way to be able to give to students and to teachers. And so this is a 501c3, which makes it really nice for those that are used to giving, for them to give effortlessly. And you can do it in lots of different ways. One thing we do, we meet every single month and look at grants that teachers submit for their classrooms. Some of those grants might be classroom sets of books, they might be Chromebooks, musical instruments, they can even be science balances, calculators, all types of things. So we look at those grants every single month, but we need some way to fund those grants. Teachers actually don't have a budget for their classroom, and so many of them pull out of their own pocket. So please thank a teacher if you see a teacher, because they're doing that. We've had situations where teachers wanted to teach violin and have a little violin group with their students, and it has no way of getting those violins, and so we help fund that as well. Just trying to think of other ways they can donate. There's a couple of different ways to donate. They can donate online. So that's just www.nebo.edu/foundation. So that makes it easy.
Yeah, that's great. So who are some of the board members?
So they're board members clear across Nebo School District. So we have board members here in Spanish Fork, as well as Salem, Payson, Goshen, Santaquin, Springville, and Mapleton.
So is it made up of just community members or business leaders or?
Definitely business leaders. They donate their time. None of them are paid. And by the way, all of the donations that come in, all of the donations go towards classrooms and teachers and students.
So 100%?
100%. Yeah.
That's great. So what events are coming up?
So like I mentioned, we meet every single month on grants. We just sent out a letter to many of our generous donations that included this brochure. And it asks for donations again. So that's something going on right now, our fundraiser. And then we will also do a fundraiser in the spring. It's a golf tournament, and all of those funds also fund grants. Our grants, really, it's not unheard of to $10,000 a month that we're giving grants back to kids and back to students.
Is it classroom specific, or when there's, say, a specific student in need, does it also cover things like that?
It can be classroom specific. It absolutely can be, especially if there's a parent out there that knows that this classroom needs something. We definitely get those in every month. But we actually prefer donations that come in that say greatest need, because if they say greatest need, they can even say a school. Like I just had a donation come in for one of the high schools, and it said one of the high school greatest need. Well, that particular high school is asking for music for their choir. And so that money will definitely, I emailed them back. They said, absolutely, that'd be a great use of our funds. And so that's where that money's going.
That's great. And it is tax deductible.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great. Anything else you'd like to add to?
You know, we just really appreciate being part of the chamber and all that partnership is and does, because there's so many incredible people on the chamber that are many of our donors that donate to the foundation because they know of the need.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to have you back on in a little bit with Wendy, who I'll be talking to next, and then we'll kind of talk about how people can get involved and give.
Awesome. Thank
Great.
you so much,
Hey,
Aaron.
thanks for having you here. So coming up next on Chamber Today, we'll talk with Wendy Osborne from Tabatha's Way local food pantry. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Chamber Today. Our next guest is Wendy Osborne, the founder and director of Tabatha's Way local food pantry. Wendy is also the vice chair for the chamber and will become the chairman at the new year. Thanks for joining us today, Wendy.
Thank you for having me, Aaron. I'm so excited to be here today. And Chamber Day is such a wonderful asset to our community. I love enjoying watching the episodes. It's so interesting. It's a great way for our community to get to know the different businesses, and so it's a lot of fun. So
especially
great job.
With Spanish Fork. I mean, it's growing so fast, and there's so much happening here.
Exactly,
it's nuts.
exactly. It's really interesting to listen to the different episodes and learn about the different businesses, and I think it's a wonderful asset to our community.
Great.
So great job.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So you're coming up on your 10th anniversary.
Yes.
Next year.
Yes, yes.
Great.
So for those who might not know about Tabatha's Way, our local food pantry's been around since June of 2010.
Yeah.
We're serving families and individuals in need. So providing food and just essential supplies for people in our community. Our service area is pretty much Springville down to Santaquin for the most part. And what we typically see is maybe someone has a temporary job loss, or they're dealing with medical bills from cancer, or the struggles of divorce, and they come in and they just need a temporary stopgap, some help with some food.
Okay.
And so we have families who will come in and get the free food assistance that they need and be on their way.
Okay, great. But you also do other things throughout the year too, like you have the backpack program in the fall.
We do, we do. So in August we do a backpack giveaway, which is meant to help children start the school year off right.
Okay.
So with the help of many people in the community, I should say, we give out brand new backpacks filled with school supplies and other resources. We have a big event down at the fairgrounds in August each year. We just completed our Thanksgiving turkey basket giveaway.
Oh, wow.
I call it drive-by turkeying. There's like 500 families that got complete Thanksgiving meals in the community. So it was a turkey and all the fixings for Thanksgiving meals. So it's a wonderful time during the year. Families are just so grateful. A lot of families that are struggling in poverty or struggling through a tough time quite often don't get to have the normal things in life, and that's what they really want. They're reaching for just a normal experience for their kids, a normal holiday season for their family, and by providing those additional meals and items for them, it just helps them have some type of normalcy in their life and kind of calms down the chaos and crisis that they're dealing with.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Great. Do you have other seasonal type of programs that you run?
It's really interesting. In terms of food insecurity and the needs for food, it actually is year-round, but it's actually heightened more during the spring and summer months.
Why is that?
Well, it's mostly because what happens is a lot of the families, if they rely on free or reduced lunch for their kids during the school year, when school is out, now their food budget has to stretch further, which they're already struggling with. And so when kids are home, they don't have that breakfast or that lunch that they can get from at the school. And so it becomes more difficult and challenging. And so it's actually during the summer months where we actually will serve, we'll see usually as much as a 30% bump in the clients served during the summer months.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, 50% or more of those we're serving are children.
Okay.
So.
You know, I know like a lot of people love to give around the holiday season, but it sounds like a lot of the needs are year long, and if not more in the summertime.
Throughout the year, yeah. Well, it's wonderful. The holiday season is a wonderful time of giving because people become so much more aware of their surroundings and the needs within the community. You know, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. We are honestly in our hearts thinking and making conscious efforts to serve other people in our community, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But yes, there are needs throughout the whole year, especially with food. You know, there was another organization that came out with a saying of hunger doesn't take a vacation, and you know that's really the truth. And so there are needs throughout the entire year.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's one thing that I find very personal is when children aren't eating, especially in they have the lunch at school, but then I mean you hear about children who are packing up some of their lunch to take home to their younger siblings that maybe aren't in school. Those are really heart-wrenching stories, but it's definitely a need, and it's a need right here in our community.
Yeah, we actually recently had we have these little client thank you cards, and we were reviewing some of the cards, and one of the kids recently wrote. He was a little young boy by the name of Joshua, 9 years old, and he's put on there, thank you so much for the pizza. I love pizza. If you didn't provide this food, I wouldn't have anything to eat. Thank you so much. I love pizza. Yeah. And I just started crying. I thought, oh my gosh, your heart just breaks for this child, and to be that thankful for pizza. And we take it for granted at certain times, and we don't realize as a community how hunger negatively impacts our community, and it has very significant impacts. And the truth is we don't have a food scarcity issue in our community. We just have a food distribution problem, which is what a food pantry does.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. Well, we're going to have you back on here in a minute, and we're going to get together with Lana. We're going to talk about how people can get involved and how we can give.
Great. We're excited.
Hopefully give you a round.
That'll be great. Thank you, Aaron.
Great. So, like I mentioned, next we'll be talking with Lana and Wendy on the ways we can get involved in serving our community. That's coming right up on Chamber Today. Welcome back to Chamber Today. We know there are many ways to get involved in service during the holiday season. Let's talk specifically about getting involved with the Nebo School District Foundation and Tabatha's Way.
First of all, we love Tabatha's Way. They are amazing, and they have helped so many of our kids. I know Wendy mentioned the backpacks, and then just you're gonna make me cry. And then with the Thanksgiving dinners, and then now again at Christmas time, and there's just nothing better than Wendy and Tabatha's Way and all of your crew.
Well, the same to Nebo. We appreciate you guys are on the front lines. You guys see poverty first. You guys help us find which families are in most need and serve those families. So it's a great partnership. I'd say we can't do it without you. No. So
we can't do it without you.
Well, we're here. We're all together. How do people get involved? Like, what's the first step somebody can take if they know that there's a need or they want to give and they're not sure what to give or how to give? Because I think, we spoke a little bit earlier, Wendy, about, sometimes people, they want to give, and so they just give without really knowing what the needs are. So it's probably the first step.
Talk a little bit about mindful giving. Just being aware. I read some articles by Brent Crane, who is one of the directors over at Food and Care Coalition, and a wonderful article where he wrote about being mindful in our giving and first reaching out to the organizations within your community if you want to help, finding out what specific needs there are and working with those needs. And that way your giving goes so much further and is so much, it's meaningful, but it's even more meaningful when it's hitting that specific, like you talked about, greatest need. What are the greatest needs? And I think people appreciate that. And so that's a great way if anybody's considering or wanting to get involved, to give, to reach out to those organizations first and find out specific needs. It's helpful.
And she's done just that. We have our teachers are on the front lines, and they're with these students, and they know the ones that are hungry, and they know the ones that come to school without coats, and it's because they don't have one. Or their shoes are too small and their feet hurt, so they take their shoes off during the class day. And so Wendy's been great and reached out to us, and then we go ahead and reach out right into the classrooms and find those needs.
Okay. So as an individual, like let's say I wanted to give, how should I go about contacting you guys?
Do you want to start first or want me to go first?
Absolutely, I'll start first. There's a bunch of different ways. We're at Nebo School District, so we're right here, 350 South Main Street.
Okay.
So if they want to send a check, they can do that in the mail.
Okay.
They can go online, just Nebo School District, and then /foundation.
Okay.
They can donate there, and it gives them options of where they want to donate.
Okay.
Right now, we're doing a giving tree, and we've had a lot of donations come in. Mainly, it started right in our own offices, so our own employees are bringing in a lot of different items.
Okay.
We take those to the Nebo Pantry or Dragon Pantry. It's at Landmark High.
Okay.
And those items are there, and when there's a need, Wendy mentioned, kids going hungry. On weekends, we really worry about kids going hungry.
yeah.
So on weekends, on Friday, they can pick up a backpack
Okay.
at, their teacher can have that available, give them the backpack, they take that backpack home and it's got food in it. So
That's
they have
great.
food for the weekend.
Okay. So the Dragon Pantry, what kind of needs, like if somebody wanted to give product rather than money,
Great.
how would they find out what
So
they need?
that is ever evolving and
Okay.
changing. Right now, I just got an email back this morning so I could be prepared today.
Okay.
Right now, what we're needing is shoes of all sizes for girls, boys, and teens.
Okay.
So all sizes there, especially tennis shoes and even some winter boots
Okay.
because of the cold weather we have.
Yeah.
Sports bras in all sizes. Adult women underwear in small sizes, like
Okay.
extra small, 0s to 2.
Okay.
That's something you don't think about.
Right,
Underwear. Hoodies for girls and boys, adult sizes, up to high school students.
Okay.
They don't like to wear big coats. That was in parentheses. I'm like,
No
well, that's
big
interesting.
puffy,
No
like
big puffy
parkas?
coats.
Okay.
Apparently they're not in right now. So we have to get rid of ours.
Okay.
But they need all sizes. Women's small, medium, large, extra large. Men's small, medium, large, extra large.
Okay.
They need shampoo,
Yeah.
conditioner, hairspray, toilet paper, feminine products. So these are all things we stock in our pantry. And when we run out, we turn to Wendy oftentimes, and she's like, yes, I have some of that.
Oh, great.
So
So if somebody's giving toiletries, do you want the individual like travel sizes
that
or
would
the
be
big
great.
ones?
Well, they'll take big ones too.
Okay.
We actually put them in backpacks so that,
Oh, the travel size would be great.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
And similar with us too, so with Tabatha's Way, you can go to our website, www.tabathasway.org, click on the pantry that's closest to you, and click on how to help. And the three things that a food pantry needs: food, time, and money. Right now we're doing really good on our food drives, and
Okay.
so we're actually asking people if they would calendar or schedule out their food drives to the spring or to the summer when we need more foods, and also to keep us in mind when they're doing their zucchinis or their tomato plants
Oh,
to
yeah.
please bring your excess fruits and veggies to us.
So fresh food is okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, fresh
great.
vegetables, garden vegetables,
Okay.
Fruit from your apple tree and so forth. We can take that. We always are in need of fresh produce
Okay.
because we're trying to provide balanced nutritional
Sure.
meals. So, and then also, time volunteering. We're always in need of help. It takes about 20 volunteers each session to run the pantry.
And how long's that?
And so usually it's about a 3-hour shift,
Okay.
and we have 3 shifts that we run each day. So there's prepping the pantry, stocking it, getting it ready, then actually serving in the pantry and the cleanup and prep afterwards. And so there's a lot of work, a lot of hands that we need to have help run our pantry.
Are those set shift times?
They are. So it starts in the morning as for 8:30 to about 10:30, and then we have our 10:30 to 2 o'clock shift, and then we have another group that comes in midway through, which is usually around 12 to about 2:30 time frame,
Okay.
and they're helping prep. And we served about 3.8 million meals last year,
Wow.
and to do that, we need a lot of hands.
Yeah.
Because Wendy doesn't do that alone. We do that
Yeah.
with the help of many, many, many people. And so I think last quarter we had close to 5,000 volunteer hours logged. And so we need a lot of help, a lot of hands. And so there's always opportunities to volunteer. You can also schedule to volunteer right from our website. Just
Okay.
go to our website, volunteer time. And then money, of course. The cost per meal is about 20 cents per meal. So for what you can normally buy a can of soup for, we can actually provide 5 full meals.
Wow.
So to stretch your giving, you can give funds, and we can provide many more meals that way. So it helps us tremendously when people donate funds to our pantry.
Okay.
So
Great.
yeah. And then also I would say for us too, hats, gloves, and coats. We have a coat rack and a shoe rack, and where we hand those items out, and we can't keep our coat rack filled.
Do they need to be new?
They don't have to be new, but they do, if they're gently used, they do need to be washed and cleaned,
Okay.
and the zippers and buttons have to work. If they have holes in them, we won't give them out.
Okay.
It has to be
Yeah, we
That's more
prefer
for the
in
that.
good
DI.
condition.
Yeah, we prefer that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
And we have a
Good
couple of
question.
other ways to donate too, besides online. We have, when you do your taxes, you can actually go down and select Nebo Education Foundation.
Okay.
And then we also have our golf tournament in the spring that we put on, and all of 100% of those donations go back to this greatest need.
Okay.
And they can even come and drop things off if they would like. My email specifically is lana, lana.hiskey, hiskey, @nebo.edu.
Okay.
And if they have any questions, they can ask me as well, and we can help our donors out.
Okay.
We really say, you know, we'd love your time, talent, or treasure. Whatever you can give would
Sure.
be great. So.
Yeah, I mean, the children really are our greatest resource, and you know, we did do whatever we can.
And
to
educated
help
children
them.
usually are problem children, so
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
we
That's
want to
true.
keep them so that they're
that's exactly
serving
it.
our
You know,
community.
a lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize that. So we have right here in Springville the Juvenile Detention Center, and they use as one of their predictors for the number of beds that they need the literacy rate of children at second grade.
Really?
So what they're saying
Wow.
at second grade, if you fall behind in school, fall behind your peers, then you're more likely to end up here. And that should be an alarming statistic and thing for all of us to realize in our community. And again, by providing food, providing and meeting these essential supplies for these children, it helps them so that they don't fall behind. And we don't want to leave any of our children behind. They are our future. They are our tomorrow. And there's no reason that they should. And so I feel like we can accomplish this if we work together to feed our children, to provide the supplies and the essential needs that they have, whether it's a calculator or a book or musical instrument or a coat, whatever that looks like. I feel like we can do that here in our community. And it's such an honor and a wonderful thing to see.
We're so glad Tabatha Sweat came here.
Yes. Yeah.
We truly are.
Oh, you too,
It's
Lana,
just
you
awesome.
too.
And congratulations again on your 10 years coming up.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I am excited. I wanted to mention a little bit about that. So
Yeah.
next year will be our 10-year anniversary, and we're kicking off a fun little event in January, and it'll go throughout the entire year. And it's all themed around $10. So donate 10. So each month we'll highlight an item. So for example, if it's a box of cereal, we'll say bring in 10 boxes of cereal, or donate. You and your friends come together and donate 10 hours during that month, or donate $10, or commit to donate $10 each month. And we're going to be doing monthly drawings on the 10th with our community partners. So for example, Chick-fil-A is one of our community partners, and they're going to give out prizes on the 10th of the month, and just to highlight what they're doing to help in our community, and then also kind of just help celebrate 10 years. And we couldn't have done this without this wonderful community, without the Chamber as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chamber has been a wonderful supporter of our organization and has brought so much notoriety and resources to our pantry that we wouldn't have if we weren't members of the Chamber. So we're so
I have
thankful for that.
$10 for you.
Okay.
So
Sounds
we're
great.
not going to leave without giving the $10 for the 10 years.
Oh, thank you, Lana. Thank you so much.
You know, you mentioned community partners from a business standpoint. How does a business get involved if they want to be a community partner with you?
So, great question. So there's a lot of opportunities. So usually we invite businesses in, they take a tour, but then we share specifically what our needs are. We share items that are needed, you know, for example, whether that's hygiene supplies, specific food items. We talk to our business partners a lot about specific food items that we're in need of to make sure we are providing those balanced nutritional meals. And we also talk about the funds and the resources that it takes to run a pantry.
Okay.
We invite them to get involved and participate. And some of those businesses provide food, some of them provide funds, some of them, you know, come in, like Wells Fargo comes in and volunteers one day a month. And so it's a fun opportunity for them to come in and get involved and
Right.
participate.
What about
So-
services? Like if you're in the community and say you're a doctor or a dentist or somebody, can you do referrals for people who need?
So I know
Services?
with the school district, they do
Yeah, we
the
do.
glasses and
Okay,
things
for
like that.
glasses,
So
okay.
eyeglasses and
dental
stuff.
work,
Okay.
eye exams,
Okay.
medical exams.
Okay.
Yeah, they partner with us as
Okay,
well.
great. So,
And you know, she mentioned some of these businesses, but some of those will match their money. We
Oh,
have
okay.
quite a few donations that come in, and they give $200,
Mm-hmm.
and their company matches the $200, and then we have $400 for greatest need, which
Oh, that's
has been
great.
wonderful. Adobe,
And are
Wells
you guys
Fargo.
signed up on Giving Tuesday then? So are you guys going to be doing Giving Tuesday because Facebook will match. So sign up on that.
Okay,
Get you guys
we
signed
got to
up.
get
Okay.
it signed up.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So I want to get those matches.
Okay.
So stretch
Great.
those donor dollars further.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
Awesome.
so yeah.
Great. Anything else you guys would like to add today?
Thank you to the Chamber for letting
Yeah.
us, or
Yeah.
asking us to come on. We really
Sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
As a nonprofits, we don't have a lot of marketing budgeting
Yeah.
dollars, you know.
Right.
And so any opportunity we have to share our causes and how people can get involved, it helps us
Yeah.
tremendously, I would say, in creating the awareness of the need. I think we have a very giving community and people are looking for ways to get involved. And by having the opportunity to share, gives people that information that they need to get out and get involved.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think that's important because I know just for me personally, having gotten involved more with the chamber and the community, you realize that number one, there's more of a need than you thought,
yeah.
and number two, you need to raise awareness because before being involved, I wasn't as up to date on what the needs were and how I could even give if I needed to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's been the wonderful thing about the Chamber, I think, has
Yeah.
been learning different organizations and businesses and what they do and why even they started. It's always interesting to me to see why does someone start a business and what, compelled them to get involved and do things. And it's interesting stories. And so it's a wonderful thing to meet so many different business owners and so many different people that are part of what makes the fabric of our community so great, so wonderful.
Spanish
so,
Fork is an awesome town.
yeah, it
I'm
is.
so glad to live
It's
here.
incredible.
Yeah.
I never want to move, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
keep
true.
telling my kids, hey, don't leave because you're not going to like it.
My kids are coming back.
That's
right.
awesome. The Spanish Fork boomerang.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you, Aaron.
Hopefully
We
we'll have you
appreciate
on
your help.
soon.
Yeah,
Again.
appreciate you
Thanks.
doing this.
Thanks so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks. So coming up, we'll look at the calendar of events for December. More Chamber Today after this short message. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the upcoming events for the Chamber of Commerce. On December 5th, we will be recognizing Hedro as Business of the Month. More information is available on the Chamber's website. The same day, December 5th, will be a ribbon cutting for Mobetta's, starting at 5:30 p.m. The public is welcome to attend. December 6th is the ribbon cutting for Lowe's. That will be at 9 a.m. Everyone is welcome to attend and welcome Lowe's to the community. At noon on December 9th, there will be a ribbon cutting for Chili's Restaurant. The public is also invited to attend. On December 18th will be the noon networking lunch. This will be our annual gift exchange party. First-time visitors can attend free. For more information about these events, please visit our website at SpanishForkChamber.com. And thanks to our guests, Lana Hiskey from the Nebo School District and Wendy Osborne from Tabatha's Way Local Food Pantry. Thanks also for the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce, Spanish Fork City, and Spanish Fork 17 for the support. We look forward to being with you again with a new edition of Chamber Today next month. Thanks for watching and supporting our local businesses.